Hello everybody. I have decided to make a SHTF / survival series, and this may be the first installment in regards to areas with cold weather. There are many different things that you could have, in your bug out bag or in your gear in general. And I haven't seen very many videos, specifically, personally, in regards to cold environments. Maybe I'm not looking in the right places. But I would like to cover a lot of different items, philosophies, stuff of that nature in regards to the matter. I figured I'd start this video out, this first video, with some basic items, kind of touch on things, ease our way into maybe some individual reviews or subjects or whatever. But I started in my area. I live in North Dakota, and it is pretty cold. It's cold here 9 out of 12 months of the year, and that's definitely something to consider in making a survival setup for any sort of event, whether it be zombies, martial law, whatever. Well, to get started, I might as well just start digging into things here. So far, I kind of got some items here that I figured would be relevant for my area or any cold area, really. Now, of course, as they say, it depends on your situation and where you're at and your weather. Okay. A lot of videos which I will touch up on. One of them is going to be on simply the philosophy of that circumstance. Like, if government's going door to door, or if there's war in the streets, you're not going to want to be wearing camouflage. You're not going to be toting around looking like a soldier, or you will get shot, more than likely, unless you are in a greatly organized group that can take the firefight. Then I wouldn't suggest it. Well, anyway, let's get started here. Here's some basic items that I've gotten that I figured would be winter base. Now, if you're in a cold location, or a location that gets cold, you may have a good jacket already. That is a Carhartt jacket. There's Columbia jackets. There's whatever jackets. I know these Carhartts are super warm. I do mechanic work, and I've used that outside many times. Very, very warm jacket. Now, it's brown. I lucked out. It's pretty, woodlandy color. It's kind of universal. You get them in black, tan, whatever you like. So as far as warmth goes, am I going to want to wear, something all like this that really isn't heavy? Or, am I going to want to get something warm? If you're outside for an extended long period of time, you may freeze before, you get seen by somebody, you know what I mean? Especially at night when you're trying to sleep or whatever, if you're outside. Or not even being outside, just traveling in North Dakota weather is not fun when it's cold. Okay, another thing to consider is, well, maybe if it's not so cold, you could always throw something like that, any sort of woodland over top. Which leads me to one of my next items. I thought this was great. I may do a review on it anyways. Let me dig this out. Ugh. This here I got for like $10. Which is, I think it's an awesome, absolutely awesome buy. And I suggest anybody that lives in a snow-like area to get one of these. This is, as a matter of fact, I didn't even think there's any reviews on this, on YouTube anyways. This is a German snow poncho. As you can see, it's kind of got some markings on it to make it a little camoed out or whatever. It's got a hood on it, pretty sweet little hood, it's pretty big. The armholes, There's really not much to them. You got a little elastic band around there. It probably comes out to, I'm about 6'4", and it comes out to about the middle of my forearm on here. So you got room to play as far as, you know, if you need to do anything with your gloves or your watch or whatever your case is. Now, this material is like a standard, I don't know how water resistant it is. It's pretty much like a sheet. And technically you could make one of these. But the cool thing about this is if there's a lot of snow, no matter what you're wearing, whether it be an awesome woodland setup, whether it be just a standard like I'm a skier and I want to keep warm setup, you know, you can just throw this over top. You got some really good instant camouflage. I mean, it goes down a good, I mean, to your knees. I mean, it goes to my knees easily. So, like I said, though, I think like $8 to $10 I think I got this thing for. It was really cheap. And the thing is it rolls up pretty nice. As you see, I had it in one of my Alice pack pouches. Another thing that I'll cover in a future video is I'd like to actually have a primary and a secondary bug out bag, maybe even just a smaller bag that may just have my winter stuff in it, to where in the event of if I need to actually, you know, if it's not cold out, I don't need to bring a bunch of extra crap wherever I'm going. Alright, that moves on to the next item here. I'll dig out of here. Oh, I got a few items in here. I'm going to take this out, throw that over there for now. I got an entrenching tool. What for? You know, well, the ground is probably cold in wintertime. It's going to be hard to dig. But I did see a cool video in regards to digging holes. You may use that as a basic tool in whatever you do. But if you look on YouTube, there's fire pits called Dakota holes. They're named after Dakota. Well, imagine that. I thought it was kind of cool. They're pretty much little holes. I highly suggest you look into it. They're dug into V shape pretty much. You feed wood through one end of the hole. And anyways, the fire sits in the ground. So you got high heat, and so therefore you have less smoke. And because the flame is in the ground, you're able to not be seen. A low light as well. So it's really good. I guess militaries use it in situations where they can't just have an all-out bonfire and give away the location. Now with that, at the dollar store, I ended up getting some grates. Freaking awesome for $1. Two awesome grates. I mean, come apart, throw that over a hole, and bam, you got instant grill. It's a heck of a cooking set. Well, I got more to a cooking set, but hey, gotta love grilled food. The next item I was going to cover, I don't want to dig too far into this. Only like half my kit is there anyways that I currently have. Another item I'd like to touch up on is these pants. Give these 5 stars. They are Gore-Tex pants. The old BDU woodland camo. You can pick these up pretty much at any surplus store. You can by the sound, it's like a really thick, not thick, but I mean you can't even, it's very water resistant. And these things, you know, they're just little draw strap on the top, the elastic. You got a couple holes here to reach in your regular pockets, but these things are warm. The inside material of them, you know, they got Velcro on the bottom, but that's what it looks like. And it's kind of hard to see, but yeah, very tough. Those things will make you sweat if you are not outside or in extreme cold. Here where I live, there's an air base that's nearby. You got a lot of airmen out on the strip with, you know, we got wind chills out here that are just terrible. And these are awesome. You can throw them over, whatever, you know, pants. You might have some thermals under that. But yeah, Gore-Tex is good stuff. You get the stuff surplus, you get it pretty cheap. I threw this in this first video. This is just a standard German parka. You can get wool inserts for this. Same applies to, you know, the American parkas as well. You know, you get the big old furry beasts of hoods and all that good stuff. Really, when it comes to something like that, in a cold situation, I'd rather have that. I just would. You know, unless I find a military one that's going to be warmer, then so be it. Then maybe I'll use that. So, plus that is high profile. I mean, this whole warmth thing's really going to depend on what's going on with the weather, you know, or where you're going. Because if I really had to, I could put that woodland over that, you know, the Flaktarn or whatever they call it in German. One thing that I wanted to touch up on a little bit more extensively, but I will mention it in this footage to, you know, to let you know what's up and coming. One thing that I think a lot of people don't even consider in my area, I don't know how serious most people may take, you know, SHTF or survival stuff for that matter, but water is always a huge survival thing. A lot of people that do have canteens in this area, they're just plastic canteens. And, you know, when you're moving around, water, you know, it's not going to freeze, but it gets really cold here, and really you never know what can happen. I mean, you set your canteen down for 5 minutes, that thing might be frozen over. And I don't think a lot of people consider that. We got guys with camo backpacks, standard collapsible military canteens, old plastic hard canteens. If you live in a cold area, my suggestion is to just get a metal canteen. They have Arctic canteens I've seen online. There's also the old World War II canteen cup combos, and those are solid stainless steel. I just suggest that if you're going to buy a canteen and you live in a relatively cold area or an area where the winters are long, just buy a metal one and get used to it. Because you could throw that right in the fire, warm it up if you got a fire, you know, whatever. And you'll be good to go as far as drinking, you know, which is very important. So, anyways, I just touched up on a few of the items, kind of opening a new can of worms as far as, you know, series goes. I may cover items or specific topics more in depth, but this is just to give an idea of what I'd like to be covering, because I don't think there's a lot of people covering it. So, have a good day. Thanks for watching.